There are a lot of decisions
So this was from Valuetainment. Warning to childless women. Are you happier or miserable with that decision? Let's see.
you're going to make in your life, but a handful of them are going to be big decisions.
Oh, see, this is a good one for me. It's the faux playboy bravado in the community. Should be about family and rejecting modern sleeping around values. Feel free to disagree. Nah, I'm agreeing. It's, Jose, I can't stop blushing. I need to endure, bro. I tend to agree with what you said, Kevin. I think multiple women around you, the playboy lifestyle is just another form of hedonism, another form of coping. I've mentioned that plenty of times before on the channel and what it stems from, because I know as a former degenerate and used women as a crutch for my emptiness, inside, to soothe missing another woman or a piece of myself, or even having self-esteem, something beyond getting laid and racking them up, bro. It's the reason why I rail against it. The same reason why I rail against video games, because ex-gamer went to tournaments. Most of my friends went pro. They took first place in major tournaments, major games. I'm not just talking out of my ass when I say a bunch of this shit. It's just from experience in life, man. I wish I could go back and never touch video games, and I would have been fucking worth $100 million. I've wasted so much time that I could have had right now enjoying with friends and family. Xander, us salt pepper guys are the prize. DSG, gotta hit the gym, so I'll watch the rest on replay. Love your content, Bo. Very inspiring for young men. Best of luck with the move to Romania, mate. Thanks, DSG.
Decisions in your life, with one of them being having kids. And there's a debate going on right now. Are women happier if they have kids, or are women happier not having kids? Chelsea Handler made a video a couple weeks ago going after Adam because Adam said a couple different words, and she said, I am so much happier for not having kids.
45% of working women ages 25 to 45 by 2030 will be non-married, no kids.
Yeah, man, once you get a taste of all this shit, you start to realize excess is really useless. You're dealing with an issue that's far deeper. Most people will use materialism to cope and soothe themselves. Like, for example, here's what you really just at the max need in life. If you would want to say to be comfortable and you made it, you need one supercar. I'm not even going to say need, but get your first supercar, whatever the fuck it is. Any other car after that is pretty much irrelevant. If you get on the point of having 20, 30 cars, you're only probably driving one or two. Now you're just collecting them for the fuck of it because you have money and you just want to spend it. It's the same with women. Once you smash a supermodel level chick, model, whatever, and then every other woman after her, it's just going to be more of the same, just a different variation of an extremely hot chick. And you're just going to keep soothing yourself with beautiful women. Makes no difference. It's all about finding the right one, the one that matches you the closest with the most traditional values, that actually wants a family and a legacy for herself and a man to lead her. That's the hard part. Smashing models off Instagram and all this other bullshit, the materialistic street queens, that's not hard, man. You can rack up 100 women, no problem, especially with a passport and being the exotic one around town and just traveling, just to travel. If you like hiking, you want to go travel up a mountain and you stop by whatever country and you have your Tinder and all this bullshit on, you're smashing, period. As long as you do the bare minimum of taking care of your body, your face, all that stuff, shave, don't look like a fucking neck beard, get a haircut, all this. If you take care of your looks, your body, and your bank account is decent enough to go traveling, you're good. You're well above most guys. Most guys are in their basement, probably not doing jack shit with their life, working a dead-end job, and spending the rest of their free time soothing themselves from the mediocrity with goddamn video games. Like that's the brutal truth. Live stream overseas, rocket and flex up your feed. Oh, 100%. I'm going to be at the beach, all that stuff. Bro, I cannot wait. It's in the pipeline. I just spent like $1,400 on new equipment, so we're ready to rock.
Single.
I'm sorry, but if the child-free joyride I'm on triggers you, here's a hint. If you need daily alpha content to remind you to be alpha, you might not be an alpha. Take it from an alpha. And the truth is, studies show that single women live longer and are happier.
Today we're going to...
I fly out in 2 days, Brighton. I fly out on 3 days. I fly out on the 29th. Technically 2 days. It's already 10:30 where I'm at.
Break it down. We're going to give the argument being made by those that don't have kids on why they're happier. Then we're going to make the argument for those who have kids and why they're happy. And we'll look at a bunch of stats and we'll see who's right.
Yeah, every man's ultimate goal should be leading a successful family. Beautiful wife, beautiful kids, beautiful house. Being surrounded by extended family. You know, your blood. And those you came up with, men that you trust, like your brothers. That's the hardest part in life. The rest of this shit is fucking garbage. The rest of this shit is easy. Collecting cars, collecting hoes, collecting all this dumb shit, watches, all that doesn't make you happy, man. That's superficial. That's a quick hit. That's like a quick smack. Boom. And then you're back down to reality within a day or two. Ryan, thanks for telling me the name of the gimbal. Just got mine in the mail. For my PH trip in 2 weeks. Hell yeah. Dude, video a bunch of stuff and send me some of that in a Dropbox. Send me a bunch of beach stuff, everything, because I could use it as B-roll as well.
So if you get value out of this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. So let's get right into it. Look, society is going to be selling you on a lot of different ideas. Get married, don't get married. Be poor, be rich. Travel, don't travel. Go and be with hundreds of men and hundreds of women. No, save yourself and only go out there and spend time with the people you love and date a couple different before you get married. Everyone's selling you their philosophies. God forbid you buy the wrong one, you could lose a decade or two of your life. That's simply what it is. So let's look at some of this data here. Argument for not having kids and argument for having kids. Here's HuffPo, why they're saying it's better to not have kids. You like to sleep. You like to have money. You like your freedom. You like to swear. You like your personal space. You don't like the appearance or smell of vomit or poop. You don't like the idea of wiping another person's snot. You like to shut the door while you're in the bathroom. These are some of the kids. They're saying you don't want to have kids. These are some of the things you don't want to deal with. Here's a website called wehavekids.com. Why you should.
We're on the brink of a population collapse, and these people are so broken from the matrix. Society has got them indoctrinated thinking that a life without children, this is so great if you're rich. If you're in the elite class, in the haves, this is excellent work to thin out poor people. Just tell the rest of society, the undesirables, that having kids is a negative, man. Passing down your lineage, trash. It's hard work. It's not worth it. You're going to hate it. And then you have bozos like this that get on here, that blonde woman. Forgot her stupid ass name. Chelsea Handler. Fucking clearly miserable at her lonely ass existence, getting pumped and dumped. Not a single guy wants anything to do with her long term unless they're absolute nerds that she doesn't even find attractive. Any man she deems attractive and hot and a real man isn't wasting their time on some old hag, bro. That's the truth. And now you got to sell your bullshit to the rest of your followers so you don't feel alone. Crab in a bucket mentality. Here's why my single life rocks. While you cry yourself to sleep every night. You made the wrong decision. You don't have to sell us on it. Nobody gives a shit.
Shouldn't have kids. Kids are messy. You'll be sleep deprived. It's mentally tiring. Everyone takes longer when a kid.
No, truly happy people don't tell you that they're happy. They don't have to make whole videos justifying their happiness to you. It's that simple.
Is involved. It's hard to travel with them. Some good points. Now, let's see the other side. Wehavekids.com argument for having kids. To carry on the family name and values. To give and receive unconditional love. To give meaning to life. To create and mold a life. To have a family. To fix the mistakes of their parents. Social pressure and expectations. Human biology. Medium.com said the following. Children make us happier. Avoid dying alone. Children give us hope. Help us believe in something bigger. Children force you to become a better version of yourself. Your baby may be the one who saves the world. Some of you may be watching and saying, I got 10 more things I would add to this list. Yeah, I totally get it. I'm just giving you an idea here. But let's look at a couple articles on what they're saying. Here's one. Unmarried, childless women are happiest people of all, says expert. If you're a man, you should probably get married. If you're a woman, don't bother.
Written by a woman's correspondent.
Can you imagine that? If you're a man, you should probably get married. If you're a woman, don't bother. You think someone's going to read that and say, maybe I shouldn't get married. Here's another one. Half of women have not yet had a child by age 30 for the first time ever, figures show. Women born in 1990 were the first cohort ever where half were not mothers by their 30th birthday. Now, if you're part of that camp, you're like, oh, thank God, we're making progress. Some of you may say, What are we talking about here? What else is the purpose for not having kids? Are you kidding me? You don't want to have kids? That's the data telling you. Watch this next one here. 1 in 4 projecting childlessness among today's young women. Meaning 1 in 4 is probably going to have a kid. 3 out of 4 is probably not going to have any kids. That's the
Population collapse
today. But you know, let's
Population collapse imminent.
look at some other numbers, because when I retweeted Chelsea Handler's video when she said what she said about men and Alpha Motivation Zero, I retweeted and said, here's a study from University of Pennsylvania saying childless women were 46% more likely to be highly depressed than mothers. But then we said, well, okay, let's play devil's advocate, because maybe people are happier that don't have kids. Maybe it is something. Why don't we look at and break down 4 different stats? Married with children, women who are married but they're childless, women who are unmarried with children, and those who are unmarried and childless. Are they happier when they're younger? And as they age, they get more depressed and miserable? Or are they unhappy when they're younger? And when they age, hey, I didn't have any kids, I'm just happier now. Let's look what the stats tells us. Here's what we're looking at. Ages 18 to 34, married with children, 30 of them were happy. But married childless, 33 of them were happy, which means those who were married and didn't have any kids, they had more time with their spouse, they were actually happier than those who were married with kids. Then you have unmarried with children, 12% of them said they were happy.
Yeah. Look at the unmarried and childless cope. 7% are saying they're very happy. By the way, women that are married with or without children, 30% or more are very happy. So how many of them had said they're happy, somewhat happy, and all the rest of the options they had? Very happy is like a very strong yes, I love my life. If only 7% of the unmarried childless, and that doesn't even bode that well for unmarried with children, is 12%. So basically you need a man in your life. Isn't it beautiful projection that they constantly say, I don't need a man, I'm strong and independent, as if that it's coming from a place of insecurity. It's coming from a deeper place where they all want a man to want them. They all want to be taken care of by a man. They all feel safer, happier, more fulfilled having a man around, with or without kids. With or without kids, it seems being married, period, is the key to a woman's happiness. Isn't that some shit? You mean you don't have to be in the dating pool getting pumped and dumped day in and day out by men that don't give an absolute shit about you, and you're with one man that actually loves you and wants to be with you the rest of his life, whether you have kids or not. That makes you jump dramatically into the very happy section. You see? But society is telling you don't need a man, you don't need to get married, it's emotional labor, it's a waste of time. Men are morons. And then look, and it's these bottom 2 that are saying this shit the most. And then you have the silent majority of the happy women here, just quietly married, going about their day, living life, not hearing any of this bullshit. The strong, independent boss babe. It's all a lie when you look at it statistically.
And unmarried childless, only 7% said they were happy. So in this cohort, the happiest ones were who? Married, but no kids. So the argument is, go find your love, but don't go have kids. It's too much work. Now let's see what happens as you age in life. 35 to 54, married with children, 28% said they were happy. Married childless fell to
Look at that.
second place now. 24% said they were happy. Unmarried with children, 11% said they were happy. Unmarried childless, 12% said they were happy. Now comes the next phase, 55 and up, because as you're 55 and up, you can't be dating. You don't have as many options as you did when you were in your 20s. Body looked good, everything was perfect, maybe even in your 30s. You look great, you're going out, everybody's still flirting with you. Life changes a little bit at 55. Let's see what the numbers tell us now. You ready? Married with children, 25% happy. Married childless, massive drop off, 14%.
Kids are the key, man. I told you, they give you something to live for. It's a beautiful thing to watch your seed grow into an adult and then sprout their own lives and become their own people. And eventually at the 55 plus, you're on the cusp of being a grandparent. You don't think you derive an intense boost in happiness at 55 plus when your child has a kid, and now you begin the end stage of your life, a beautiful part of your life where you've put in the work, you're probably already retired or about to be, and you're watching your legacy grow before your eyes. You have grandchildren now. Isn't that incredible? As opposed to unmarried, childless. Wow. How can you possibly compare any fucking Prada bag, any Chad pumping and dumping you, all the bullshit, strong independent boss babe, working, slaving away for the IRS to take most of your money? How can you compare that to becoming a grandparent? Your own kids you brought into this world, your own. I'm telling you, man, I don't think people today think about long term whatsoever. Because if you really tried to sit down for a moment and project your life out, just envision yourself at 30, 40, 50, 60, really try to see your day to day. These people would be scared shitless on the spot. It starts to get real fucking scary at 40. Everybody starts declining at 40, even men. Men peak in their 30s. You can hold it off a little bit until about mid 40s. If you're doing really well, you can hop on some sauce. 50s, pushing it, baby. It doesn't matter. You're 50, your hair is white all the way. Now you look like an distinguished gentleman. Distinguished gentleman. Unless you're, what's his name? What's his name from that? Jeff Bezos, where you just got married again. Right? You did extremely well in your life, then it doesn't matter. But that's not many of us. Many of us don't make multiple billions of dollars, become some of the richest men on earth. For most of us, 50 is going to be rough, bro. It really is.
Unmarried, but with children, 11%, and unmarried.
Yeah, he got married again to that chick he was constantly being spotted with on the yacht. Tied the knot. Like I said, the dude's mega efficient. He doesn't give a fuck about dating, smashing. The guy can smash any model he wants in the world. He's Jeff fucking Bezos. He can facilitate any dream. The man can go into space just as like a casual thing on a Friday night. He owns fucking rocket ships. He can dive into any piece he wants. And yet he still just chose a chick. Because those guys at the very top understand, bro, most women are actually a waste of time. Just find yourself one you like enough, lock it down, and then focus on your business, focus on your hobbies, focus on getting ahead, doing the things you love. This whole going on constant dates shit, constantly meeting new women, constantly pumping and dumping strange is boring. It gets fucking boring. It's empty. The dude rather have one chick he considers his piece that he likes, brings her on, and shares experiences together. That's better than just having a new broad every day. I'm telling you, man, I'm telling you.
Childless went to last place. So the happiest went from married with kids, then those who are married without kids, but it's a
yeah, and he's jacked. And he got jacked.
big drop from 25 to 14, then unmarried with children and unmarried childless.
Someone wrote Bezos is a simp, period. That's the red pill extremist in you talking, bro. That guy, you can't even simp with that kind of money. You really can't. Simping denotes you give away a valuable piece of yourself, like resources. What the fuck's that? How do you simp as a billionaire? It's kind of hard. You have so much. It's like if he's too rich to simp. It's not it doesn't hurt him financially. He didn't sacrifice anything. Like, do you understand? His money to him is not the same as money to you. It's simping if you do it, because money to you actually matters. Money to him is nothing. Absolutely nothing. He has so much. It's basically paper he can wipe his ass with. How could you possibly simp? Yeah, you can't. At billionaire rates, you transcend what simping is. There's no value exchange where you're losing here. You have too fucking much money. It's insane. It's the equivalent of you guys handing a chick a penny and someone coming around that doesn't have a penny telling you you're simping. And it's like, bro, I fucking drop pennies on the ground, can't be bothered to pick them up. What are you talking about? This has zero value in my life. It's 1 penny. But to the broke motherfucker that doesn't even have one, he's going to be like, that's simping, bro. I would never give a penny up. What the fuck are you talking about? The dude owns yachts worth multiple billions of dollars. Money, he doesn't even look at money as the same concept you do.
So when you look at this data, what do you think about? The argument could be made from the other side to say, you see?
And someone says, so if he's enabling women's bad behavior, he is simping. How is he enabling women's bad behavior? The dude picked one woman and locked her down already. He's got his piece and he's good. Now he's living life. He's fucking traveling around the world in his private yacht, his mega yacht, his gargantuan super yacht. And he probably brings other women that they're having fun with on threesomes and shit like that.
Even the person that's married childless is happier than the person that's unmarried with child. Okay, so don't have marriage out of wedlock or something like that. Okay, fine. Maybe you can make that argument. Great. On the other side could be, do you see what happens? As you age, what used to be important to you in your 20s, to go party, hang out, go to clubs left and right, date men, date this, date that, that is not going to be your priority in your 50s. Things that drive you in your 20s are not going to drive you as much in your 30s, then 40s, then 50s, then 60s. Life changes, you change, I change, we all change. My dad's best friend today, he's 81 years old, is his granddaughter, my 23-month-old daughter, Brooklyn. They're together glued. If you ask my dad what was his priority 40 years ago, it's a very different thing than 60 years ago when he was in his 20s, right? Life changes for all of us. We can continue this. Here's a study done by National Library of Medicine. Data shows that...
Yeah, you have to understand men that are type A like he is and just successful in general, they don't look at life the same. They're not driven by the same shit. Somebody says, like most guys here would be like, well, I would never get married. I would just be spending my money on girls and parties and just having fun. And it's like that's not what he considers fun. He doesn't give a fuck. He has all the money in the world. He can go to any party he wants, parties you'll never be invited to, with women you'll never get to sleep with. And he probably already got a taste of that. He does not give a shit. That's not what drives the dude. The dude finds more meaning chilling with one bitch while he's out there trying to build a spaceship to go to the moon and back. Like it's another Friday night. Not every man is driven by the same whims. You guys have to understand that shit. Motherfuckers are going to learn the hard way.
Women with children were significantly less likely to have depressive symptoms. Depressive symptoms? What causes depression? What causes anxiety? Anxiety is caused by us stressed out about the future. Depression is caused by us stressed out about the past, the decisions that we made. Maybe one of the things that causes depression is to sit there and say, man, I wish I had a kid. A big mistake I made. And you constantly keep reliving it. That's tough. You ever have to keep thinking about a decision you made in the past and you keep you're dwelling on it, what it does to you? It's not a good feeling, right? Now imagine.
Right, so crazy they're trying to equate him with some red pill mantra bullshit. It's like this motherfucker, yeah, he's working on rocket science, not some bitches at a club in a VIP party. It's a clown show. This guy's operating on a level far beyond a basic ape.
You're 58 years old. You never had kids. And all you think about is, I should have kids. That's tough. It's got to be painful. So how did we get here? Could be one of the things.
Marco, thanks, bro. Hello, Bo. And chat, first time donating money to someone going to Aruba. God damn, you lucky bastard. Next Saturday for 5 days. Should be fun. Take it easy. Stay safe on the travels. That goes for you too, chat. Damn, you too, brother. Aruba is going to be heaven on earth, man. Please enjoy. Let me know once you're back. I got to put that one on the list too.
Thanks. Look, I got a bunch of different data I can show you. I don't want to overwhelm you. The fact that, hey, college degrees, it used to be a lot more men used to get college degrees. For the first time ever, women are getting more four-year college degrees than men. This is a transition we've looked at from 1940 to 2021. Women are now competing and maybe thinking, I no longer need a man. I can make the money. I don't need your money. I can do it myself. Why do I need to have a husband in the first place? And if you look at right now, more women in workforce for every 100 in 1990. For every man working in 1990, 74.5% women. Today, that's 82, which means women are getting close to having the same exact number as men. And the argument a lot of times is made, well, women have babies. They can't work as many hours as a man does after having kids, and they have to take this, they have to do that. Fine, no problem. I'm just giving you stats on what's going on. And then also income-wise. If you look at income-wise, 65 and up, there's a very big disparity between how much men make and how much women make. 55 to 64, men still have a big lead. 45 to 54, men still have a big lead. 35 to 44, men have a big lead. But if you look at 25 to 34, they're making about the same amount of money. And if you look at 20 to 24, it's about the same amount of money. So that race is getting closer and closer and closer. And if you look at these stats, the U.S. National Survey of Families and Households determined that those who report being happy in their marriages declined when women earned more than their husband. That was said to increase the risk of divorce by 50%. When a woman makes more money than a man, there's a 50% higher chance of divorce. Now, you may be able to say on the other side, and the argument could be what? Well, that's because men are insecure and it's the insecure man's fault. Could be. I'm just giving you the stat on what could be the reason that this is taking place. Maybe a man wants to be the guy that's kind of like, somebody needs me. I'm needed. There's a purpose for me being here. You rely on me and makes me feel important, and I want to do even more for you. That could be in the DNA of a man, that naturally we're wired that way. We can go on and on and on and talk about, well, one of the things that changes back this before social media, if a girl was a really hot girl that was living in a state, in a city, she would have married somebody there. Now she can post her picture on social media and thousands of other men could DM her and she could realize, look, I'm really hot. These guys are DMing me from UK, from Spain, from Brazil, from New York. I don't live in New York. I live in Arkansas. I live in, I live in this. I live in that. So that could be one of the reasons that it changed. Now all the good looking men are getting all the women, and the men that would have typically gotten at least some play today, they're not getting any of it. It's hard for men to find women. Now, a calculator is out there if you've never used it called the delusion calculator. So what this female delusion calculator does is it uses income and marital status information derived from the 2020 annual social and economic supplement of current population survey conducted by the Census Bureau of the United States. And then it breaks things down. Hey, I want a guy that's this tall. I want him to be this weight. I want him to make this kind of money. What percentage of men who fall into this category? If you've never used this calculator, ladies, you ought to use this calculator to realize the guy you're looking for, how few of them are in the marketplace. But women have way more options. Men don't have as many options. So this thing has changed a little bit. But does that mean it makes women happier long-term? Stat says no. I'm giving my final thoughts, but this thing's about to take a turn here. And if you make it to this last part, this is the best part of this entire message, because we have to understand other people's pain. When I interview people, I want to know why you're the way you are. Whether you made an incredible decision and you took a business to levels that nobody thought you were going to take it, or Kobe, or you made a bad decision and you turned. Who let you down? Who hurt you? What happened to your life? I've lived a very weird life. This is why I want to know people's motives and why they do what they do. So Chelsea, when she was a kid, 9 years old, her favorite person in her life, she writes this in the memoir she wrote, which is titled, "Life Will Be the Death of Me and You Too." She's 9 years old. Her favorite person in the world is her brother, which is 22 years old. He goes on a hiking trip. And his last words to her brother is, "I will be back and can't wait to see you." He goes on this hiking trip, never comes back. He falls.
Yeah, it's crazy. You know what? This shit stems from the fact that one conversation on, what was it, Fresh and Fit? They're saying Ben Shapiro, Elon, all these people, they're not high value men and shit. It's so cringe when you really can utter that kind of sentence out loud and not just hear the hypocrisy in your own voice. Someone said Bezos literally lives the dream that he himself worked for. Yeah, like these guys are on another plane of existence, man. The fact that men care about rating other men or up in their business about what this guy does with women, right? And are actually talking about like, yeah, he's a fucking simp, bro. Bezos just got married again. What a simp. Who the fuck are you? You eat bugs. That guy hasn't had a steak probably below $1,000 an ounce in fucking forever. You're stuck eating boxed ramen and shit. Please feed yourself basic nutrients, motherfucker, before you're talking about somebody else. You fucking can't even go to the gym 7 days a week. You miss days. You struggle to even be consistent with eating. The fuck, bro? You still get 25-cent raises at work once every blue moon. And that guy's a simp, bro. He's a bitch to you. Fucking wild. I'm telling you, like, some of these people don't hear themselves talking out loud and like staring in the mirror, just seeing how stupid they look.
Hiking, and he dies at 22 years old. She's 9. She says, this guy was my hero, was pretty much her favorite person in the world, father figure, and her first boyfriend. Boyfriend, 9/22. Imagine the dynamics of that relationship.
Shit's crazy.
She says, look, I may be a successful comedian, her words, I just felt broken and didn't know how to deal with these feelings for years. Let me read some more about what happened with her father when this took place. His death had an impact on our entire family. Chelsea.
Right, it's like they can't see a motherfucker happy either, dude. It's crabs in a bucket all around, even for men. So he's dating an older chick, and I've seen comments and shit of like, hey, simping. He's wasting his time. He got with an older chick. It's like, but if the guy's happy? So my man can't be on a yacht sailing the 7 seas and just chilling and be happy with his life and doing the things you dream of doing? You'll never step on a fucking yacht. That's the truth. But he's got an issue. He doesn't even know you fucking exist, bro. You're a fucking ant. And you're over here talking about his life and what he's doing. Imagine calling yourself a high value man, worried about what the fuck that guy's doing in his life. Yeah, Avery, it's exactly that. He has to do everything I would do if I had that money, or else he's a loser. Right? It's like some projection.
He notes emotionally that his death changed the way she saw relationships because she felt betrayed by her brother's last words, which were that he would return from the trip. But look what happens here with her and her father. Chelsea's parents are Seymour, a used car salesman, and Rita, a homemaker. She has spoken at length about growing up in a household where there were a lot of unknown variables, admitting my parents were great, and there were a lot of love in our house, but they were kind of hot messes as well. You ready for this next part? The relationship with dad? I didn't like seeing my father weak. I'd already lost my brother.
Yeah, it's a perfect point too. Somebody said, I don't understand. Even if he's simping, why do other people care? Exactly. Let's just say, face value, for the conversation's sake, he's a simp. Jeff Bezos, clearly he's simping. He got with an older chick and he already married her. Dude is just simptastic. Okay, now what? He's still the second richest man in the world. He still owns a bunch of toys, helicopters, private jets, yachts, property all over the world. He travels, eats, experiences all there is on planet Earth, including going to to fucking low orbit. So, okay, he's simping. What now? If that guy's a simp, what are you, bro? He's probably the happiest simp in the planet. Exactly. Holy shit. Ask yourself this. Would you rather be the happiest simp on the planet or your fucking mediocre existence? I'll tell you what, I'll take Jeff Bezos' simp life any day. You fuckers are crazy. They're talking down on him as if they have it better than him, as if they're doing something way better. They got it going on compared to Jeff. Come on, man. Get this. That pill, that red pill is a suppository. It went up your ass and it's coming out of your mouth. Jesus.
I couldn't lose my dad too, and I did. My dad never recovered. Kind of changes things, right? And sinners, why would you want to have a kid? Can you imagine the fear, right? Let me have a kid and raise this person. 9 years later, this person could die. And why would I put myself through that kind of a pain? Why get married? Are you kidding me? That person leaves me? Why would I want to go through that kind of? Look, what's a big challenge men have? How many men fear getting married? Why do you think? Somebody hurt them. Something happened. Somebody hurt them. Somebody cheated on them. This is a real issue that a lot of us have. She is not alone here. But let me bring this back to one of the most important decisions you'll make in your life is having kids. I got 4 kids. Our 4th one, Brooklyn, 23 months, we were not supposed to have because Jennifer, when she was pregnant with our 3rd, Senna, we went out to dinner on her birthday. She's born on Valentine's Day, my wife. And she says, look, babe, I don't want any gifts from you. The only thing I want is this becomes our last baby. I want 10 kids. I want a lot of kids. I love kids. And I'm like, I don't want to talk about it right now. Why are you doing this? She says, I just want this gift. I don't want anything from you. I just want you to. I'm like, okay, great. No problem. We're not having any more kids. One day, come to the house. She says, she's crying in the closet. She's like, I'm like, what's going on, babe? So, babe, I don't know why I want another kid. Like, you want another kid? By the way, it's been years, right? So I want another. You want another kid? Yeah. What are you talking about? You want another? In my mind, I checked off that, this thing is not something I'm thinking about. I want another kid. Anyways, we have twins, okay?
Chat, how many kids do you want in your family? I'm counting 6 total. Ideally, I'd like 6. I think any more than that is fucking stretching it for my current pay grade. Now, if I got unlimited money, maybe. I'll be a crazy fucking do 10. 6 is where I want. Richard, eating straight bug, egg, and cheese biscuits for breakfast. I want to say 5 to 10, 2 to 3, 5, 6, 12, 3, 4, 2, 3, 3, 0. Brett, man, you better fucking change that shit. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, okay, 2 to 3. It seems a vast majority is 2 to 3. 2 to 3. Someone said WTF 6? Yeah, 6. 6, motherfucker. What do you mean? If I could, I'd have more. They're just goddamn expensive. 3 would be a great stopping point, but it would be determined by how successful I am. Yep. Yeah, you want a big-ass family, man. Again, long-term planning here. Think about your life at 50, 60. Kids, they give you like another gusto in life, man. They give you an extra pep in your step. They keep you alive. They have that thing where insurances did the study, and like once the kids are out of the house and a man retires from work, he dies within 5 years. So having kids keeps you going. They keep you young too. Imagine all the grandkids you would have. Beautiful. Can you imagine Christmas? Can you imagine holidays? I would love to have a giant ass Christmas tree just loaded, surrounded by family. All these motherfuckers came from me. They give you meaning, man. They really do. My mom had 8 siblings. Jeez.
We go to the doctor. That whole scene's like, well, listen, I got some news for you guys. What's that? You're not having 1 kid, you're having 2. I'm laughing, she's crying. That whole funny mixture, emotion, feelings. 12 weeks later, one of them doesn't make it. The boy doesn't make it. and she makes it. And the doctor says, we don't know which one made it. One of the kids is not healthy. So till the day the baby is born, we don't know which one's making it. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? We don't know which one's making it. Baby's born, it's Brooklyn. Brooklyn is the life of the party. She's amazing. I can't imagine my life not having ever met Brooklyn. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, I asked the guys here, who's your favorite person in the world? One says grandfather, the other one says mom. Imagine you never meeting your favorite person in the world. What's life like if you don't meet that person, right? I can't imagine that. Now, do I sleep more? No. Is marriage harder having kids? Yes. Is life harder having kids? Yes. Is running companies harder? Yes. Is your health? Yes. I'm carrying my back, kids, she likes them. Yes. There's so many different factors of where you can make the case for not having kids. But I gotta tell you, man, if the reason you don't wanna have kids is because of risk of having your heart broken, which is a very valid risk, I respect it. If the risk of not wanting to get married because you're worried about losing half your wealth because someone could take it away from you, I'm totally with it. I understand marriage is very hard. We take it 1 year at a time. I don't know how long we're gonna be married. It's very hard. I never pitch marriage being easy. But some of the greatest things in life comes with a freaking big risk. And kid is one of them, bro. It just is. Getting married is one of them. It's freaking risky. Starting a business is risky. Moving to a country you don't speak any language, it's risky. But immigrants do it all the time. So many different risks in life. So if you're in the middle and you're actually thinking about it, I'm 44 today. I always look at my hands like this because this hand is starting to look 44. I look young like this. I look 44 like this, right? I look 44 here. I look 44 here. But I love it. It's part of the story, So, I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and preach to you on what direction to go with. But if there is a decision you don't want to screw up, that's going to give you so many incredible feelings, make you a better leader, help you with your patience, with empathy, with resilience, with selfness. Kids force you to become better human beings. They force you to become better leaders. They kick your ass in ways that you don't even know. A conversation with your 7-year-old kid, you go to bed, you're thinking about it all night long, all week you're thinking about it at work. They will mess with your head.
Yeah, and somebody look to what he says. Somebody in the comment said, I lost 5 people this last year. The last one, my best friend, almost broke me. I still got to eat. My daughter still loves me. Life still has to be lived. Indeed.
But it's a good kind of messing with your head. And by the way, I'm not selling you or saying, oh, everything's great and we're going to have great experience with my 4 kids. I am sure there's going to be some heartbroken on both sides. Myself, my kids coming. I'm not expecting God to make life easy on me. I'm expecting to make it harder on me. But I hope you get the message from my heart. When I hear something like this, I know Chelsea's going, she's got the pain.
And why would you want an easy life as a man? Isn't that the antithesis of what a man is? You choose a path less traveled. We're built for conflict. We're built to endure difficulty. You don't want children. Children is a difficulty. Nobody's telling you this shit is easy. Nobody I know who has kids tells you this shit's easy at all. But they're all far more fulfilled and happy for having them. Every single one. I don't know any parent that goes, yeah, if I could go back, I wouldn't have them. Not one. I haven't met one single one. They go, yeah, despite how fucking hard this shit is, dude, wouldn't change a goddamn thing. That's it. So, seems like it's worth it to every single person. Yeah, you're going to have moments where you fucking absolutely hate it and you're absolutely drained and exhausted. But there's those other moments that just give you energy forever.
Pain. Not here trying to be a psychologist. She's got a good life. But when you have somebody that's going through that kind of pain, read why that happened. That doesn't apply to everybody. She's lived a very dramatic, hard event life at 9 years old. I understand. This is a decision you may want to think closely about, because having kids is one of the greatest things you'll ever do if you do it right with the right person that you think you can have a family with. Hopefully, this got you thinking.
See that? Look at this. This is the epitome. I want you guys that are just stuck up on this red pill pumping and dumping shit.
Because having kids is one of the greatest things you'll ever do if you do it right with the right person that you think you can have a family with.
That right there is the epitome of alpha male. Right here. Here's what it looks like. Simplify it down to this. The rest is fucking filler. The fast cars, the siliconed up bitches, all that shit is irrelevant. I'm telling you, this is the hardest thing to achieve.
Hopefully, this got you thinking. But you know what though? It's 9 years old, man. Man.
I don't know what he's referencing, but he's talking about Chelsea Handler. Something traumatic happened to her at 9 years old. Obviously, it affected her into her adult life. I'm guessing something sexually traumatic, which is super unfortunate. And it can mold a person for life in this manner. So she may not be able to attach. Lost her brother. There you go. That's another traumatic event that completely changes you forever. I don't know what kind of psychological work. He died on a hike. I don't know what kind of work you need to do. If you could ever even peel that onion all the way back to get to the core issue, man, I don't know. Yeah, it's just unfortunate because sometimes shit happens to people when they're really young that absolutely breaks them permanently most of the time. And so they'll never have real happiness. It sucks. So if that's what happened to her, then it completely explains why she is the way she is. So, superficially you can look at it, and just like we were earlier, superficially you look at some of these people that are broken, or you may look at them, they're stupid, or they don't know what really matters. And it's just like, how could they when you look into their childhood? Sometimes we do forget this stuff, like how impactful childhood trauma really is into forming who you are as an adult. Yeah.
Dude, that's tough, man. I got kids. It's not cool to go through that at 9. Damn. Never in a million years did I think I'd get emotional for Chelsea. But we all got a story, All right, we got to wrap this up. If you got value from this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. And as a man, if you're watching this, don't take this and be like, well, ladies, give me a second chance and all this other stuff. You got to go increase your market value. That's what you got to do. This message isn't for you to feel like you're the victim. I'm telling you, you go improve yourself. We made a video titled The Rise of a Weak Man. Highly recommend you watch that video. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye, bye-bye.